The Coast Guard Southeastern Mindanao formally announces the termination of the search and rescue and retrieval operations for the missing motorbangka Amihara, which was reported missing on January 19, 2026, effective today. After a month-long duration, partner agencies sustained and coordinated operations with 15 days of intensified search and rescue efforts, and following another 15 days of extended search and retrieval operations. Throughout this period, all available surface, aerial, and coastal monitoring assets were deployed across designated search areas, including projected drift paths determined through prevailing weather conditions and oceanographic assessments. Through these concerted efforts, one survivor was successfully rescued despite extended search coverage and continuous interagency coordination. No additional survivors were located. The operations were conducted in close coordination with the Office of Civil Defense and with the invaluable support of our partner agencies, including the Naval Forces Eastern Mindanao, the Eastern Mindanao Command, the Philippine Air Force Tactical Operations Wing, Eastern Mindanao, the Philippine National Police Maritime Group, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, Department of Health, the National Bureau of Investigation, and the Department of Interior and Local Government, alongside local government units, volunteers, and maritime stakeholders. Following comprehensive assessment and upon completion of all planned and extended search efforts, we officially concluded active operations on 18 February 2026. Whereas we express its sincere appreciation to all participating agencies, personnel, volunteers, and stakeholders whose dedication, professionalism, and cooperation were instrumental throughout the conduct of this mission. To the families and loved ones of those who remain missing, we convey our deepest sympathies and unwavering solidarity. We acknowledge the profound pain and uncertainty brought by this tragedy. Every available resources and measure was undertaken with diligence, compassion, and respect for your loved ones. While active operations has concluded, your strength and hopes continue to inspire us, and you remain in our thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. Notwithstanding the termination of active search operations, we assure the public that any verified information, credible reports, or recovered materials possibly related to motorbangka Amihara will continue to be received, evaluated, and acted upon accordingly, should circumstances warrant further action. The Philippine Coast Guard reiterates its call to all vessel operators and the maritime community to prioritize safety at sea by strictly adherence to maritime laws, safety regulations, compliance to voyage planning procedures, and strict monitoring to weather advisories issued by competent authorities. Hence, ensuring seaworthiness and compliance with established safety standards remains essential in preventing maritime incidents. So today, we formally announced the termination of all SARC efforts in relation to motorbangka Amihara. Also, as previously announced, dapat ang result ng investigation is a week after the termination, but our two teams were able to finish the investigation of the incident. And I have here the result of the findings of the two teams. First, I will be mentioning the findings of the Marine Casualty Investigation Report, which is about factual, causal, and recommendatory safety regulations and actions that we could learn from this incident. The investigation team found out five findings. Number one, unauthorized departure and non-compliance with PCG clearance. So, self-explanatory na siguro ito, hindi natin expound, ano? Second, the possible stability implications due to unverified structural modifications. So statements from the surviving crew kay Mr. Buli indicate that Motor Bangka Amihara have undergone structural upgrades, including the construction of an upper deck equipped with passenger amenities and heavy electrical appliances powered by generator sets. The reported increase in vertical height and the presence of additional superstructure may have adversely affected the vessel's stability characteristics, particularly its center of gravity. Third, additional cargoes likely increased load and affected weight distribution. Evidence from testimonial accounts indicates that substantial additional fuel supplies and various cargoes, including fuel drums, fuel containers, scuba tanks, fishing equipments, and coolers containing alcoholic beverages were loaded on board prior to departure. Fourth, unverified consumption of alcohol on board. The surviving crew stated that alcoholic beverages were consumed by all passengers during the voyage and that some crew members also drank alcohol in limited amounts. While the skipper was reportedly not under the influence, the presence and consumption of alcohol on board may have had implications on situational awareness. And lastly, encountered adverse sea conditions and loss of stability during course reversal. Motor Bangka Amihara encountered severe sea conditions characterized by huge and continuous waves in the vicinity waters of Cape San Agustin. Due to the deteriorating sea conditions, a decision was made to return to Santa Ana port. While maneuvering to reverse course, the vessel was struck by strong waves on her starboard side, causing a heavy lease to port and subsequent loss of her stability. The vessel eventually foundered and totally submerged. Ito po yung mga limang findings ng ating MCI. Pick up ko lang po, number 1, yung unauthorized departure and non-compliance with PCG clearance, since wala po silang inaprubahan, at alam po mismo ng account, coming from the account of our survivor, na hindi sila inaprubahan ng Coast Guard and they were asked for a special permit. Second, yung possibility ng unverified structural modifications, which again affected the center of gravity of the vessel. Third is the additional cargoes, which increase the load. Fourth is the unverified consumption of alcohol on board coming from the account of the survivor, and encounter adverse sea conditions and loss of stability during course reversal. So ito po yung findings ng aming MCI. And meron din po sila mga recommendations for other government agencies which is involved, particularly in the maritime environment. The next part, which is yung sa investigation, ang incident investigation report natin, which will determine the criminal or administrative liability of the boat owner and the boat captain. Ito po yung findings natin. The facts indicate a clear instance of regulatory non-compliance, including voyaging outside the CPC authorized route and hours, failure to secure a special permit, and submission of an inconsistent MPSD. There are also concerns regarding operational decisions made by the captain and potential lapses in owner oversight, particularly in light of the private use of a commercially registered vessel. Moreover, modifications to the vessel and a 3-day layup prior to departure necessitates a review concerning seaworthiness and pre-departure checks. So with this, the investigating team had these conclusions. Based on the aforementioned facts, it has been determined that Motor Bangka Amihara clearly violates their CPC as they departed from Santa Ana Wharf bound for Pasig Bermuda, almost beyond the Philippine territorial waters and during nighttime. they left without the necessary clearance from the Philippine Coast Guard for departure, despite the fact that personnel at CGSS Santa Ana explicitly denied their departure and advised them to obtain a special permit to navigate from Marina. Furthermore, they committed fraudulent entry under MDSD by misrepresenting their voyage to Governor Generoso when their intended destination lies in a locally known Pasig Dibuda, GPS location outside the Philippine territorial waters. The decision made by the captain, Mr. Patrocinio Hinito, and the owner, Mr. Ace Ryan Cortez, to navigate while carrying the lives of their passengers constitutes a series of violations of safety regulations and further resulted in the loss of life, injuries, and missing persons. At ito po yung recommendations natin. We have two recommendations, both for criminal liability and administrative liability. First, for criminal actions, the filing of criminal and civil liability for reckless imprudence resulting to multiple homicide to Mr. Ace Ryan Cortez, owner of Motorbangka Amihara, for neglecting the regulation and in his own capacity instructing the boat captain to depart from Santa Ana Port without PCG clearance and with multiple violations in the PCG and Marina regulations. Second, the filing of criminal and civil liability for reckless imprudence resulting to multiple homicide to Mr. Patrocinio Hinita, the boat captain of Motorbangka Amihara, for neglecting the regulations in his own capacity as the boat captain to depart from Santa Ana Port without PCG clearance and with multiple violations in the PCG and Marina regulations. For our administrative actions, we will be issuing, or we have issued, enforcement, inspection, apprehension report for the following violations. 1. For pre-departure inspection under HPCG CGA Memorandum Circular Number 07-12, Title 7, Para A, Section 6, which states, leaving port without PCG clearance. Second, the Master's Declaration of Safe Departure, or MDSD, under HPCG CGA Memorandum Circular 05-12, Title 7, for Master's Failure to accomplish MDSD. Title 7 for fraudulent entry with evidence that act is deliberate and with intent to deceive. And third, for the Domestic Shipping Development Act of 2004 of Marina, IRR, Public Act number 9295-2014, under Rule 3, Section 7.8.2, regarding the issuance of special permit. So these are the findings of our two investigation team, both from the NCI and the Incident Investigation Report. That's all, at maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.
We open the floor to questions from media. Courtesy, gamitin po natin yung microphone because this is a live. So, and also introduce yourself and the media outlet that you are representing.
Ngayong hapon kay I'm Ruth Palma, Sir, News for Manila Times. Kay Commander Soria. Sir, paano yan? Since wala na po yung mga involved personnel ng MV Amihara, sir, nakakasuhan. So, anong mangyari dyan? Pangalawa, sir, yung survivor na si Christopher Bully, wala ko siyang liability sa nangyari. The fact na siya din yung nag-iisang buhay at crew ng Amihara.
Sige. Unang-una ma'am, sa para po sa yung unang tanong nyo, the Coast Guard, through our legal service, is looking for the possibility of filing or pursuing criminal cases sa atin pong mga nabanggit na mga taguan, yung may-ari at saka yung boat captain. But alam naman natin na kasama din po sila sa mga missing. So, this does not limit the family members of the affected families to pursue criminal, filing of criminal charges kahit na wala po yung ating kakasuhan. So our legal service is looking into the possibility of still pursuing yung filing of criminal charges and administrative charges doon po sa ating mga nabanggit na personalities po. Doon po sa pangalawa na pangalawang tanong niyo po, ang ating pong survivor is hindi po siya isa sa mga deciding authorities sa present. Kaya po, clearly po doon sa ating regulation, ang may deciding factor po is yung may-ari at saka yung ship's captain po. Yung liability niya as to the decision to continue is beyond his, yung role doon sa vessel. So, partly, talagang susunod na po siya kung ano pong inutos ng may-ari, kasi on board po yung may-ari, at kung ano po ang gagawin ng kapitan, kasi po ang kapitan ay sumusunod na din po sa may-ari.
Thank you, Commander. One last na lang, Sir Phillips. Hindi nabanggit, sir, yung miyembro ng Santa Ana Substation Coast Guard. Kung meron ba silang liability doon,
yes,
since unauthorized yung voyage na?
On the part of our personal, as implementing, we have administratively relieved our 7 personnel immediately after the incident. But that hindi mo po ibig sabihin na may kasalanan. Administratively relieved ng mga tao natin, hindi po ibig sabihin na may kasalanan po sila. Kaya nga po may investigation. And with the results of the findings of the investigation, it was proven, kahit po sa account po ng ating survivor na si Mr. Bully, na talagang direject ng ating duty personnel at that time nang nagsambit sila ng application for clearance sa pre-departure inspection. At sinabihan at mismo ng kapitan nagbanggit sa may-ari na hindi pinayagan ng Coast Guard. So doon pa lang po, alam na po natin na ginawa po ng mga tao natin ang kanilang trabaho by not allowing the said motor bangka to depart because of CPC violations. Yung out of route and yung time of departure and arrival niya po sa next port of intent or port of destination niya po.
So balik na sila, sir, yung na-relieve?
Wala po ma'am. Hindi pa po natin may babalik until such time na ma-finalize po natin yung But this does not limit the command kasi pag na-release po natin at approve natin na talagang wala silang kasalanan at in-exhaust naman nilang kanilang duties and responsibilities, then probably they may be reverted back to their previous duty po.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, maybe the director can comment.
Yes, attorney, you got that?
Well, the district commander has already said is already exhaustive of what the legal department has done. So that's it.
It is a company, kasi may political, like, mag-ability, liable, yung company political.
Yes, of course, the ship owner and the ship captain are always liable under Philippine laws. But as of now, it would result in a dead end because both of them were not found and at least alive during the search and rescue operation. But we, like our district commander said, we are not limiting the family if they want to pursue criminal charges against.
And what it was there, yung registration po kasi ng motor bangka is not under a company. It is the name under the owner, Mr. Ryan Cortez. So, hindi po siya company po.
Good afternoon, sir. Grace Sarah of Mindanao Times. Sir, given the result of the investigation, how did you explain it to the families of the missing passengers?
Actually, yung result of investigation, nakausap naman nila yung mismong survivor natin. They were given the families are given the opportunity to hear it from the survivor yung last accounts niya, simula nung umalis sila hanggang doon sa nangyari, hanggang doon sa time na na-rescue siya. And I believe that yung kumbaga, kung pag-announce ng termination is already there, na sa atin na is we just make sure that all efforts coming from the government is exhausted. And because of the prolonged number of days na wala tayong breakthroughs. So, I think mga ilang days na tayo walang breakthroughs. 20 days na po tayo walang breakthroughs na wala na tayo nakukuha any evidences relating to motor bangka Amihara. Then we come up with a decision to terminate the ongoing SAR efforts.
With the announcement of the termination of the retrieval operation, sir, what are the reactions of the family? Tanggap na po ba nila or?
Hindi ko lang po sila personally, ma'am. So I cannot give a description of their reaction. But every operations of the national government has to have an end. We could not sustain a prolonged effort because the logistics side is also too exhaustive. So we have to come up with an operational decision that at some point in time, there has to be a decision to terminate the operations. And it just so happened that after 30 days, 15 days of active SAR efforts, and another 15 days of continuous SAR or retrieval operations, and for the past 20 days that we have seen any development or any breakthroughs, then we have to come up with an operational decision that we need to terminate already the SAR efforts.
Okay, sir, lastly, when are you going to file cases?
Like I said, our legal department here in Coast Guard District Southeastern Mindanao is looking for the possibility of pursuing filing criminal and administrative charges to those named personalities, particularly the boat owner and the boat captain. However, we know that they are also among the missing passenger and crew. So it will be a challenge as to the end state of filing these charges. But again, like we said, we do not limit to the members of the families to also file criminal charges to those involved doon sa Amihara incident.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, silo pa nakapante. Since mayroon akong response investigation, what will happen to the Coast Guard 7 or 9?
For the moment, ma'am, they are still administratively relieved sa station. They are not performing any duties. They are here at district headquarters or sa station mismo, hindi po sila sa Coast Guard substation. We will re-evaluate if we will let them return to their previous unit in CGSS Santa Ana, or they will be reassigned to other Coast Guard units po. So, administratively relieved po ang term na ginamit natin sa kanila.
Good afternoon, Commodore Soria. Sir, clarification lang. You mentioned their destination was actually outside of the Philippine territory. You mean nandun sila sa Indonesia at that time nangyari ang incident?
Ano sir, ang ginamit po natin na term is territorial waters, so that is 12 nautical miles specifically. Indicating that they are beyond the 12 nautical miles of our maritime jurisdiction in territorial waters. They are still within Philippine waters, but outside our territorial waters. Meaning, they go beyond the 12 nautical miles po na territorial waters po natin.
Okay, sir, thank you for that clarification. That's within the 15-kilometer municipal waters of...
Yes, sir.
Alright. Another clarification, you've said it's up to the families if you want to file charges. How about the Coast Guard? Will you initiate the filing and what is the timeline?
Ito po yung additional trabaho ng legal department natin dito sa Coast Guard District Southeastern Mindanao, sir, na they are given with the result of the investigation and with the findings of the investigation, they are now given an extra job whether to pursue filing criminal charges, knowing that the personals involved are also among the missing passenger and crew. So siguro yung legal department po natin ang bibigyan natin ng panahon para pag-isipan, strategize at sagutin yung possibility of filing criminal charges to those missing passenger and crew kasi sila din po ang may-ari. Sa pagkakataon po kasi ito, nagkataon na ang may-ari is among the passenger and among the missing. So wala po tayong pwedeng pagturuan ng kumbaga, kanino itutumbok yung kaso kasi sa kanya po dapat dalawa po kasi ang personalities involved, dapat yung may-ari ng barko at yung kapitan ng barko kasi sa kanila po naka-rest yung sole responsibility of the vessel. So at this incident, nagkataon po na yung dalawang responsible personalities are among the missing passenger and among the missing crew po. So yun na po ang challenge ng legal natin po. Tingnan po natin sir kung paano tayo legalos tagagaling na strategize para makasuhan tayo po matuloy yung pag-file ng criminal